Why is it that Christians always seem to be banging on about sex? Seems a bit bizarre, really, doesn't it? Are we like somehow obsessed with stopping everyone from having fun? Is it, I don't know, we're the joy police somehow, or we just get off on in telling people what to do? When it comes to the church and Christians and stuff, it's not like it's something we talk about all the time at all. But it seems to be that that's where the church and society get in the press. And it seems like there's a reason why that always happens. And I think it's because we have such different ideas. Your grandparents, or maybe slightly further back if you're younger than me, that generation, their first experience of sex was around or near their wedding night. That seems ridiculous now, doesn't it? That we would live that way. Except that for me and others that I know, we lived that way too. And I'm quite happy with that. And I think that's where there's a kind of complete, just, you know, when you just don't get what someone else is saying. You live in such a different way, you do things so differently, it's just bizarre almost. And so when you talk, it just goes past each other. It's not a conversation, it just flies past. And I think that's sometimes what's happening. I was sat with my one of my kids when they did their first year 5 sex ed. And I thought I'd take him out to McDonald's afterwards and have a chat. And the whole point of the conversation was for me to go, how did you find that? Are you okay? Like, it's a bit of a weird thing to find out when you're 10 how that all happens, or maybe they know most of it, but you know, to find out more detail. And he was a bit embarrassed, but we had a laugh and we talked about it. One of the things I came away from that was really interesting was that he said that he felt like everyone had been told by their parents, sex is bad. Like, it's a big scary thing, don't do it yet, or something like that. And apparently, as far as he was concerned, and he might have got that wrong, I was the one that said, yeah, it's a good thing. And when I said to him, sex is a good thing, the look of utter shock on his little face was quite interesting. I wanted to tell him it's a really good thing. It's really special, it's really important, it's the deepest place of connection between human beings. Is that true? One of the deepest places of connection between human beings. And that's why it's for a relationship that you've said is forever. It's not for a relationship that is going to be short term. Until there's commitment and knowledge and like a public commitment to say this is it forever, that's what it's for. And that's what we believe, and that's what we try and live to. And I get that that's really weird and different. But I think it's healthier and happier. And it raises us up to a level of, you know, being more than just led by our flesh animal instincts. And it means that sex is actually better. If you go out there and look at the stats about how good we think the sex we're having is, yeah, just search the stats. A lot of people in this country are having a lot of sex. It's not very high quality. Not if the statistics, the research is to be believed. People are having a lot of bad sex. I think in a committed, trusting relationship where it's only ever been you two, or you two have said this is us forever and that's never going to be broken and we're committed to that, for better or worse and all that. I think it goes deeper and I think it goes better and I think you get, you know, longer to practice and you get better at it. But, you know, I'm not speaking from experience of more than one relationship, but I think there's something in it. But if you're wondering why is it that Christians in the world don't quite come together over sex, if you'll pardon that unintentional pun, it's because we're starting from completely different places. So if that's something you're not sure about, ask some questions. Why do you think this? What's that about? What's the other? Let's throw that around. But just understand we're starting from completely different places.